Good morning. Happy Friday. It's Aloha Friday. I lost connection earlier, so I'm popping back on here again. Goodness. So I am continuing my part 2 series of strength training and why women, and especially women over 40, need to include strength training in their cardio, in their routine, along with the cardio. So yesterday I mentioned that, I urged women, especially over 40, to pick up the weights and include strength training in their program. It's actually, going to benefit you much greater than just doing a cardio routine. But definitely in conjunction with the cardio, weight training and strength training is just a necessity for women, especially women over 40. So I wanted to just dive in this morning real quick of what hypertrophy is and how it translates into our health and wellness and aging. So again, hypertrophy is simply means that you are changing you're changing the actual structure as well as the function and strength of your muscle. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily mean you're getting bigger muscles, but the muscles you have, you're strengthening them to a cellular level by lifting weights and strength training, so that your muscles. So basically, you're changing the structure and the function and the strength of your muscle. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily mean that we're looking to build big muscles, but in fact we're actually working on weight loss when we're strength training. So because we know that muscle is more dense than fat, so it definitely going to make you look leaner the more muscle you have. So that said, a lot of people, are women, especially over 40, need to strength train. But a lot of, I hear a lot of comments about, I don't want to get bulky, I don't want to get big muscles. Okay, so everybody interprets that a little differently. Somebody might look at me and say, oh, that's a lot of muscle. I don't want that much muscle. But basically, women, especially over 40, I want you to listen up here. Women, especially over 40, do not need to worry about getting big, manly muscles. Now, the reason for this is that women do not have the hormone profile to carry and to get huge muscles, okay? It's just not going to happen. Unless you're taking some kind of stimulus or some kind of enhanced drug, women, especially women over 40, do not have the hormone profile to get huge muscles, okay? Someone might look at me and say, well, you're very muscular. Well, I tell you, it takes time. This is a decade of work, right? So I just want to dispel the myth that picking up weights and doing strength training for women, especially over 40, is going to get you big and bulky. Okay, so it's all interpreted differently. Someone might, like I said, look at me and be like, well, that's a little more than I want. But really, it's just a matter of how much time and effort you're putting into your workouts. So again, women, especially women over 40, do not have the hormone profile to carry or develop huge muscles, okay, unless they're taking something, some other stimulus, and that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about natural muscle gain, right? So I just want to dispel that women, don't worry about when you pick up the weights, you're not gonna instantly get muscles. You really need to work at it. So the second point that I wanted to talk on is the science behind hypertrophy, okay? The science behind it and what makes it work and what makes it effective for women over 40 is that hypertrophy indicates that you need to work your muscles to the point of overload, okay? You need to maximize your effort. You need to push yourself to the edge where you are uncomfortable when you work out, okay? We need to get to a point where in our workouts that we're uncomfortable. And that's when, that's when things start to really shift. So I'm not talking about discomfort where you're in pain or it hurts to lift. I'm talking about the science behind changing and altering the strength and the structure of your muscle is that you need to push your muscles to the brink, to the edge, to the point of overload. Okay, that's where we need to be. And that looks different for everybody. But let me just say, let me just break it to you here. If you are using 3 or 5 pound dumbbells, okay, and you're doing a zillion reps, okay, that's not going to get you anywhere right now. Okay, this is not what we're doing. We are wanting to strength train where we are going to push ourselves to, a discomfort and to where we are maximizing our effort when we are training. So this is not for those who are using the lighter weights and doing a zillion reps. Okay, I want to encourage you to pick up those heavier weights so you can really go into this hypertrophy type of state. So if you start out with light weights, that's fine, but eventually you're going to need to progress and push yourself so you can actually physically change your body on a cellular level. Okay, so I seriously want to encourage you women, especially over 40, to pick up those heavier weights. Don't worry about getting big and bulky. It takes time, but we want to see some actual change in your body. So we really need to pick up those heavier weights. Okay, so so the other part that I wanted to mention is that in hypertrophy, you're maximizing your effort. You're pushing your muscles to the brink. Excuse me. You're getting uncomfortable in your workouts. This is where we need to be, women. This is where we need to sink into and just fill our body with power, and that is by lifting heavy. Okay, so I always talk about lengthening the muscle and maximizing and really getting these long, beautiful type muscles. So the truth is, you really cannot lengthen the muscle. You can change the shape of it and the density and the mass of it, but your muscles are actually attached to bones, right? So typically, like your bicep is attached to your upper arm as well as your so it's attached to bones. So it's not gonna, unless your bones are getting longer, you're not going to lengthen the muscle. But what you can do is change the structure and the look and the peak and the definition of the muscle. And this is what hypertrophy is. Okay, this is not about getting huge muscles. Okay, ladies, we just do not have the hormone profile to get those big muscles. So really I want you to focus on picking up the heavier weights and really pushing yourself. Okay, this is the cool part. This is just one of the reasons, and I'm going to give you several. One of the main reasons that women, especially over 40, want to strength train is that this fights aging. Okay, this is facts. Okay, we're talking about science, changing your body in the structure to where you are tapping into the fountain of youth. Okay, so this is where I want you to really, really sink into this, okay? So one of the reasons that we want to strength train as women, especially over 40, is that this is the fountain of youth for us, okay? The fact is that when we turn 30, our muscles, when we're 30, our muscles start to shrink normally. It's just part of the process of life and getting older. After 30, your muscles start breaking down and they naturally shrink. Okay. So typically the muscle mass is going to decline 3 to 5% the older we get. So this is why it's super important that we train heavy for a period of time in our workouts so that we can really reverse some of those age. Oh goodness, my internet went off for a second there. Sorry about that. So yeah, so again, after age 30, our muscles naturally start to shrink. So we really need to maximize that strength training when we're in it. So again, this is facts. These are, you know, proven science that when we pick up weights and we push ourselves to the brink, that we can actually change our chemical makeup, our cellular level of youth. So I definitely encourage you women to pick up the weights. So by adding strength training to your program, you can start regaining some of some of the strength that you need as you get older. So adding strength training will, I'm just looking at some of my notes here, strengthen the body as it naturally declines. If you're a woman going through menopause, okay. You will also be dealing with hormonal disturbances and imbalances. This is another reason you must pick up the weights, okay? It will help balance out and level off some of those spikes and those shifts in our hormones. So, if you are gaining lean muscle mass, it will actually help you through that menopause and those hormonal changes. So I sincerely urge women, especially over 40, to pick up the weights, do some strength training, add it to your cardio routine. Cardio is important, but it's just not going to get you where you need to be. So really, just to recap again, the science behind hypertrophy is that you need to push your muscles to the brink, to the maximum effort, to where you are uncomfortable in your workout. Not necessarily in pain, obviously, but to the point where you are just exerting yourself. That's when that's when you're really tapping into that hypertrophy space, and that you're going to benefit the most. Okay, so just keep in mind, ladies, we do not have the hormone profile to get big muscles unless we're taking some enhancements, which we're not. We're doing natural. And so, you really need to maximize your effort while you're working out. It doesn't serve you to just, do a zillion reps with light weights. Okay. There are times that you can do, sets like that. But for the most part, ladies, please, women, especially over 40, please pick up those heavier weights. Even if you just did a couple sets, it's going to benefit you in the long run, and it's going to change the composition of your body, which is where we are headed, right? So not only are we, tapping into the fountain of youth, we are headed to a place where our body is stronger. It's it's more tone, and we have less body fat. So that is where we're headed, ladies. So I highly urge and encourage you today to strength train, add some weights into your program. If you have heavier weights, say 10 or 12 or 15 pounds, and dust those babies off. Get those are the weights you need to be using. You have gotten past the 3 and the 2 pounds. That is just not enough. So again, we want to maximize our workout. We want to get to the brink of where we are uncomfortable. We're going to overload our muscles so that we can actually change the composition of our body. And that's what hypertrophy is. So again, just to bring it around here, hypertrophy is one of the ways that we can fight aging. So I encourage and urge all women over 40 to pick up those weights. I'm going to do another part of this series, hopefully later today, so you can kind of see again the more benefits that you will have by including strength training in your workout, and really, really maximizing your effort at this point. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, good morning. It's good to see you. So glad you stopped by. Aloha. I can't see everyone that's here, but I just appreciate your time this morning. So I'll be coming back on later today, I hope, to just kind of continue on this series of why I urge women, especially over 40, to start strength training. I'm going to be headed out for a workout soon, so go get your workout in and check back with me later. I'll be popping on here with some more information, just really, really important information for women over 40 especially. So hope you guys are having a wonderful morning and you're off to a great start. I was gonna do my hair this morning, but I just figured this is my natural. I'm just gonna go natural and go for it. So anyways, I will see you guys later. Hope you have a great morning and a good workout. Talk to you later.